Hello everybody, it's the Proud Gracious E.V.A here, and welcome to a fan art chill speed paint video. We like doing one of those. This one is a fan art that I've been wanting to make for a while, but didn't get to until around this time. And it is fan art of Blade from Honkai Star Rail. I've talked about Honkai Star Rail a bit on here before, and I have made fan art of it with Dun Hung. And even turned my Genshin Impact characters into Star Rail characters. Also, real quick, I wanted to say that I know the sketch kind of went by super fast. Yeah, the whole beginning portion is going to be a little bit choppy. Something went a bit off when exporting the sped up version of the footage, because what I'll often do with editing these, I'll put all the footage into one track, export it while it's all sped up, and then that way when I'm talking over it, it's not as choppy, because for some reason it gets really choppy in the program that I use. But for some reason when I exported it, this beginning portion ended up still pretty choppy, so I do apologize for that. But anyway, yeah, this is fan art of Blade, and like I said, I've been wanting to make fan art of him for a while, and I did actually try doing this before with a different artwork. This one right here, I got really far into it, but I ended up stopping because I wasn't really liking it and I just didn't want to continue, so I decided to redo it with a slightly different composition. I really like Blade as a character, and I also really like him gameplay wise, and I don't have him yet. I really want to have him because I think he would go really well into my main team, but he's still not here. I know I didn't get him in the first or second banner he was on, but hopefully the next banner he shows up in, I'll be able to achieve him, because it would be really nice. But yeah, I wanted to base his artwork off of the trailer that he's in, because his trailer is so cool and it has so many cool shots in it. And I actually made the first artwork around the time when he just first released, so yeah, the trailer was still fresh in my mind, and this one is still very much based on a lot of shots from the trailer. If you've seen the trailer, you probably know what some of the shots here, or what I'm referencing in this artwork. But yeah, as I'm working on the line art here, which was very fun to work on despite all of the details, one of the things I wanted to work on with this piece was figuring out how I wanted to draw Blade. I've been drawing MiHoYo characters for a while, both in Genshin and in Star Rail, and something that I've noticed a lot is, like, a lot of the characters have a lot of same face, same body syndrome. A lot of people have talked about that before. But another thing is that a lot of characters don't have as many scars as I feel like they should have. They have been delving more into that, like in Genshin we now have, I never know how to say his name, Wriothesley, and the other one in Star Rail, the bartender one, I completely forgot his name, but he also has some scars, but no one has any facial scars. So for Blade, I really wanted to experiment with what type of facial scars he would have, and you can see that in the sketch. I also wanted to add some more like visual injuries, like he's in presumably in the middle of a battle in this artwork, so I wanted to add more blood and injuries into this piece. And yeah, so I made the bandage on his arms and legs, that part of his clothing like more ripped, so you can actually see the injuries underneath. Personally, I don't think it makes too much sense to have bandages over your clothes, but that's just me. I did also open up his a suit thing a little more, just for a little extra visual flavor, and I'm playing with his hair right now as well, making it super long and flowy, and I'm still working on drawing very flowy hair. And for the teeth, I actually made his mouth and teeth a lot more realistic than I usually do. Usually I only add in the top teeth, but for this one I actually added in the bottom teeth as well. I was thinking about doing like his tongue sticking out, because that's what I usually do when drawing maniac characters, but I decided against it. And yeah, right now I'm drawing all his facial scars. I have one on his nose, one on his lip, and then one over his eye because edgy. Oh, I also have one on his ear as well. So a lot more facial scars, and I also added some on his neck. Just because I think that makes more sense. Blade is a character that is always in fights, and he's cursed to never die. Now, I don't know if it's like canon that he can never have scars, if he like is able to regenerate enough to not have scars, but I've seen fan art of him where he has a lot of body scars, so like why not facial scars? That's just me though. But yeah, now I'm on to the hatching shading. Lots of hatching shading on this one, making it nice and grungy, because we love a good grungy line art look. Yeah, like I said, the composition is slightly different from this one. The first one was like a straight on shot, but this one is more of an angled shot. It's slightly like downturned, like the viewer is lower, but it's more just like it's just a straight on angle shot as opposed to the first one. And I think that's what helped me to finish this one a lot more than the first one, because it was just I felt like the composition was just a little better. And in this, I also experimenting with adding some hatching on his suit as well, where the darkest part of the clothes would be. I did this for a couple of artworks of mine after doing it for a Draw This in Your Style challenge that I did a little bit ago, but I don't think I'll continue doing this in future artworks. It does look good in this one, but I don't know if I'll do it in like all of my artworks, especially ones that aren't supposed to be like as dark and gritty as this one. I don't think it like matches super well. And after doing the base coloring here, I'm going to be adding a lot more blood. A lot of blood. It's not like gory blood, but it's a lot. So that's why I have that warning at the beginning, just to be like, hey, this artwork and video has a lot of blood in it. Or because I don't like render it really realistically, you can think of it as like paint or something. I don't know. But yeah, I just thought that would fit. I also made his skin tone a bit grayer. I forgot I did this. I made his skin tone a bit grayer to make him like, seem more dead, because technically he is very, very undead. And I made his face rendering a bit more realistic. But yeah, unfortunately, I do think I added like way too much blood on his face, because it does look quite a bit dark around his face in the final version. I might fix that before changing this video, but yeah, it is a bit more dark than I would have liked it to be. I don't know, I kind of like that. It's like very it adds a lot of darkness to the piece, which is cool. And like I said, I rendered his face more realistically in this one, making his mouth seem more realistic, and his face have like more realistic blushing on it. I don't know, just to add like a bit of uncanniness, because this man's a little scary. For the background, I wanted it to be referenced off of the trailer, and also his ult, which I have referenced on the screen, where it's sort of like, it does like a spider lily effect. He has a lot of spider lily imagery with him, and I also added a lot of spider lily imagery onto this piece. I made it subtle, with some blues and reds and purples, trying to match it to the in-game thing. And yeah, since I was gonna add a bunch of spider lilies into the piece as well, I decided to take the easy route and just use some brushes and just copy and paste some of the images in there, just to make my life a little easier. I did end up painting them to match the rest of the painting later on, and then the sort of effects that's coming out of his chest where he's being stabbed by this spear, I also made to match a spider lily, like the center of a spider lily. It's hard to explain, but that, yeah. And now I am on to the rendering, which I used a lot of blues and a lot of reds for the shading and highlights. And like I said, I made the spider lilies on the ground based off of brushes, and I believe I did the same for the foreground ones, which you'll see later. And yeah, later on in the piece as well, I'll be adding a frame effect around it. This is something I planned from the very beginning, not something I just slapped on like I usually do. But I added a frame effect, which I think looks really cool. It unintentionally ended up having like a stained glass effect, which I love. I love a good stained glass piece. A lot of my art has stained glass references in it. And yeah, in the end though, because there were just so many spider lilies, I made the foreground ones more transparent so we didn't lose any details in the main piece. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for the process of this artwork. So I'll let the rest of the rendering play out and I will see you in the end. And now we're coming towards the end here, and that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I know I didn't talk as much, but like I said last time, I want to talk at the beginning a little bit to give you some insights of how the artwork was made, but then just let the rest play out. I've been experimenting with that, and so that way as well my voiceover doesn't just dissolve into rambling madness. Yeah, if you have played and you like him, or if you've been playing Star Rail, let me know. I'd love to chat about Star Rail, and because I've been liking the game a lot. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe and do the YouTube things. And if you like my artworks, I have my Instagram linked below. I also have my comics on Webtoon and my physical version of Lost Hearts, which you can get on Etsy. And that's pretty much it. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!